Hey everyone, welcome back to our Azure Data Engineering series. In today's video, we are diving into a fundamental topic for anyone working in Azure, and that is storage accounts. We'll cover what storage accounts are, the differences between blob storage and ADLS, and I'll also walk you through the creation of these from the scratch. So with this, let's get started. In Azure, storage accounts provide a scalable and secure solution for storing your data. Whether it's for files, structured or unstructured data, Azure Storage is the foundation for storing all types of data. With storage accounts, you can store things like blob, which is binary large objects, tables, queues, and files. In this video, we'll focus on the two main storage options, which are blob storage and ADLS, which is also known as Azure Data Lake Storage. Now let's talk about the differences between blob storage and ADLS. Blob storage is ideal for storing unstructured data, whereas ADLS is designed to handle structured data for analytics purposes. Example of unstructured data are images, videos, backups, etc. On the other hand, ADLS is great with big data analytics where we mostly store data in tables. One of the other most crucial differences is blob storage uses a flat namespace, meaning all files are essentially at the same level. You can organize data using containers, but there is no folder hierarchy. ADLS, on the other hand, has a hierarchical namespace which lets you organize data in directories and subdirectories, just like your local file system. This structure is highly efficient for big data processing and analytics, and it allows faster data access and better performance. So in short, use blob for general purpose storage and use ADLS for large scale data analytics. Let's move to the hands-on part. The first thing that you will need before creating any storage account is a resource group. A resource group is a logical container for your resources in Azure. Now think of it like a folder on your computer where you can group together all related files for a project, but in this case you are grouping Azure resources like storage accounts or DBs or virtual machines. Now let me show you how to create this in Azure portal. Now this is how your Azure portal looks like. Whatever services you want to create in Azure, you can find them here in the left menu. As soon as you click on it, you will see all the services which Microsoft Azure provides are listed here. For example, we want to create resource groups. You can see that option here. In addition to that, Microsoft has also provided and tiled some of these services at the top of your portal. You can find them here. You can also click resource group from here to continue with the creation. And the best option that I generally use is searching these services in the search menu. So let's say I want to create resource group. I will just type the name and I will see the suggestions here. I can click on resource groups and it will take me to a screen where we have the resource groups that I have already created, and I also have an option to create a new one. So for this tutorial, I will go ahead and click on create. As soon as I do that, it will take me to a screen where it lets me to select the subscription on which I want to create this service. I have selected here pay as you go subscription because my free trial is already exhausted. But for those who have their free trial in active state, they can click here and they will see an option for free trial and they can select that. Next thing that you have to do is to provide a name for your resource group. So let's say in this and for this series, I want to give a name Azure tutorial. So I have created a resource group, or I'm going to create a resource group with this name, and all the services that I'm going to create throughout this series, be it my Azure data storage accounts, my databases, the ADFs account, whatever services I'm going to create, I will tag those services to this particular resource group. So I have everything under one umbrella. It also gives me an option to select the region. What does that mean? So it provides a facility or a flexibility to select the region of which you want to avail the server's facility. So for example, people who are in US may want to use the servers which are located in US itself, which will give them a better performance in terms of data retrieval or data storage. Similarly, they have provided servers in other regions of the world. So whatever region is more suitable for you, you can select that. I'll for now continue using as East US, which is the default option. Then I go ahead and click on review plus create. It will take me to the final screen where it will show me the final details related to this resource group. The subscription that I chose was pay as you go subscription. The resource group name, which is Azure tutorial, then the region that I've selected. Now if all those things, all those details are correct, then I can just go ahead and click on create. And as soon as I do that, it will again take me back to the resource group screen, but this time I see that there is an option, there is my resource group already added in the list, which is Azure tutorial. Now that we have our resource group ready, we will go ahead and create a storage account. To create a storage account, we will follow the similar steps. This is your Azure portal. You can click on the left menu. You will see an option for storage accounts here. You will also see the option for creating storage accounts at the top tile, and you can also do that from the search menu. This time I will use it from the left menu. I'll click on storage accounts from here. The next screen will show me all my existing storage accounts, but I want to create a new one, so I will go ahead and click on create at the top. As soon as I do that, it will take me to a screen where it will ask me for my subscription details. I will continue using pay as you go subscription, but for those who have learned free trial, they can use a free trial subscription. Then I have to select the resource group. I'll continue using the Azure tutorial resource group that we just created. Then I have to give a storage account name. Now the storage account name has to be unique in the world, just like a website domain name is unique and cannot be the one which is already taken by somebody else in this world. Similarly, storage account has to have a unique name, and Microsoft will not accept if that name is taken by anyone else. So for example, if I give a name something like this, now this is the error that I will get because this name is already taken by me. Although this is taken by me, but if it would have been taken by anyone else also, then also it would have shown me the same error. So instead I will create a unique name for my storage account. Which is Garvit Azure tutorial, and since this name is unique, it will not show me that error and will allow me to proceed. Then I will have to select the region. I'll continue using it East US. Then it gives me an option to choose the primary services, which is an optional field and we can let it be. Then in terms of performance, it will allow us to toggle between standard and premium. Premium is the service which has low latency and usually utilized by projects, but for learning purposes we can continue using standard. And then redundancy, which is basically an option to recover your data whenever a disaster happens. So Microsoft stores your data in different locations and replicate it across different locations, and each of these feature, each of the way by which Microsoft duplicates this data has a different cost associated with it. So for the learning purpose, we will use locally redundant storage, which is the cheapest option. And if everything is fine, we will just go ahead and click on review plus create. It will take us to the final screen where it will show all the details that we have entered for our storage account. And if everything looks fine, we can just go ahead and click on create. It takes couple of seconds for Azure to create and deploy the services, so it will take some time. As you can see, the message it says is deployment in progress. It will take me to a screen where also it will show me the same message, which is deployment is in progress. Meanwhile this deployment happens, I'll take you to the storage accounts screen, and you can see that the storage account that we created is not yet showing here. We'll wait for another couple of seconds for the services to show. Okay, now you can see that there is a message coming at the top that deployment succeeded. We can go ahead and click on refresh, and as you can see, the storage account that we just created is now showing here. This was the BLOB storage account. Now if we want to create a create an ADLS storage account. The steps will be exactly similar apart from one particular step which we have to take care of. I'll show that as well. Now to create a storage account, let's click on storage accounts from the top tile. We can click on create. Similar to BLOB, we will choose the subscription here. We will choose a resource group. Then we have to give a unique name. So last time I gave Azure Garvit Azure tutorial. Now this name is taken, so I can enter 2 here, or maybe I can enter a more relevant name, which is adding ADLS, because we are going to create an ADLS storage account this time. We'll continue using the same services as we selected for BLOB. Now this time we click on next and it will take us to the advanced screen, and this is the option which segregates an ADLS account from the BLOB account. So as soon as I click on enable hierarchical namespace, the storage account that now I'm going to create is going to be an ADLS account. Rest of the details we can keep as is. Just go on review plus create. Just like BLOB, it will take us to the final screen. It will show us all the details, and if everything looks fine, we can go ahead and click on create. Now it says deployment is in progress, so we will let it happen. We will again go to the home, go to storage accounts. You see that the service is not yet visible here. Okay, now it says that deployment succeeded. Now we can just refresh our page, and we can now see that Garvit Azure tutorial ADLS is now showing in the Azure in the storage accounts list that I have. So which means both our BLOB and ADLS services are now created. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Azure Data Engineering content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.